lots of things. I'm in advertising.
You know, it's hot.
I never would have known that if you hadn't told me. Would you?
I suppose not. I'd kind of forgotten.
All I've done all day is sweat.
I bet you're the sweater like that kid who was tried.
You'd think that at least air conditioned the place. I almost dropped that in court.
My taxes are high enough.
This should go fast, anyway.
Yes, it's hot. Okay, ladies, everybody's here. If there's anything you want, I'm right outside. Just now. Did she lock that door?
Yes, she did.
And what do they think, we are crooks?
They lock us up for a little while.
And they're gonna lock up that kid forever, and that's okay by me.
I never knew they did that.
Sure, they locked the door. What did you think?
I just didn't know. I never thought of it.
Shall we like it right now that it's hot and humid, and our tempers are short?
It's been a pretty hard way.
I feel just fine.
I wonder what's been going on down in those. You know how it is in advertising. In 6 days, my job could be gone, and whole company too. They aren't going to like this.
Well, figure this is our duty.
I didn't object to doing my duty. I just mentioned that I might not have a job by the time I get back.
Ask her to hire you. She's rich. Look at the dress.
Is this custom tailored? Yes, it is. I have an uncle who's a tailor. How does he do? Not too well. You know, a friend of his, that's a friend of my uncle, the tailor. He wanted to be on this jury in my place.
You think? Why didn't you let him? I would have done anything to the steps.
And get killed or something? You know what kind of fine you could pay for anything like that. Anyway, this friend of my uncle was on a jury once, about 10 years ago. A case just like this one.
So what happened?
They let him off, reasonable doubt. And you know, after 8 years later, they found out that he'd actually done it. A guilty man, a murderer, were to lose in the streets.
Did they get him?
They couldn't.
Why not?
A man can't be held in a double jeopardy, unless it's a hung jury. They can try men twice for the same crime.
That isn't going to happen here.
6 days. They should have finished in 2.
Talk, talk, talk. Have you ever heard someone talk about nothing?
Well, I guess they have the right to do so.
Everybody gets a free trial. That's the system. Well, I suppose you can say anything against it.
How did you like that business about tonight? Did you ever hear a funnier story?
Well, look, you gotta expect that. You know what you're dealing with.
He bought a switch knife that night.
And then he lost it.
A hole in his pocket.
A hole in his father? A novel way to kill your father. A knife in his chest. Look at the kind of people they are. You know them.
What's the matter? You got a cold?
Hey Lulu, this freezing temperature can kill you.
I had one last year. While I was on location too.
Alright ladies, let's take seats.
Right! This better be fast. I got tickets to a musical for tonight. I must be the only guy in the world who hasn't seen it yet. Okay, Your Honor, start the show.
How about sing down? The lady at the window. How about sing down?
I'm sorry.
It's just tough to figure, isn't it? A kid kisses his father, being just like that. Well, it's the element. They let the kids sound wild. Maybe it serves them right. There are better proofs than some emotion you may have. Perhaps let's start with some word.
We all agreed that it was hot.
And that our tempers will get short.
That's a bit disagreed, but this is open and shut.
Let's get it done.
Alright, now you ladies can handle this any way you want to. I mean, I'm not going to make any rules. If you want to discuss it first, then vote. This is one way. Or we can vote right now and savor instead.
Let's vote now. Who knows? Maybe we can all go home.
Yeah, let's see who is where.
Right, let's vote now.
Alright, let us vote.
Alright, anybody doesn't want to vote? Let's vote.
That was easy.
Okay, elders voting guilty. Please raise your hands. 9, 10. That's 11 for guilty. not guilty? Hey, you're in the left field. 11 to 1. 11 guilty, 1 not guilty. Now we know where he stands.
Do you really believe that he's not guilty?
I don't know.
After 6 days, she doesn't know.
In 6 days, I could learn calculus. This is ABC.
I don't believe that that's as simple as ABC.
I never saw a guilty man in my entire life.
What does a guilty man look like? He's not guilty until we say he is guilty. Are we to watch on his face?
You sat right in the court and heard the same things that I did. The man's a dangerous killer and you could see it.
Where do you look to see if a man is a killer?
Oh.
I would like to know. Tell me what the facial characteristics of a killer are. Maybe you know something I don't know.
Look, what is there about the case that makes you think the boy's innocent?
He is 19 years old.
That's old enough. He knifed his own father 4 inches into the chest, an innocent little 9-year-old kid. I agree with you that the boy's guilty, but I think we should try to avoid some emotionally colored arguments. Alright, they put it in a dozen different ways. Do you want me to list them?
Now,
Do you believe the stupid story he told? No. Do you believe the kid's story?
I don't know whether I believe it or not. Maybe I don't.
So, what do you watch that's guilty for?
There were 11 of us very guilty. It's not so easy for me to raise my hand and send a boy out to die without talking about it first.
Who says it's easy for you?
Or me?
No one.
He's still just as guilty, whether it's an easy vote or in hard vote.
Is there something wrong because I voted fast?
Not necessarily.
I think the guy's guilty. You couldn't change my mind if you talked for 100 years.
I don't want to change your mind.
Just what are you thinking of then?
I want to talk for a while. Look, this boy's been killed around all his life. And in the slum, his mother died since he was 9. That's not a very good head start. He's tough, angry kid. You know why slum kids get that way? Because we're not over the head. Once a day. Every day. I think we owe him a few words. That's all.
Alright, it's hard. Sure, it was hard for me. Everything I got, I fought for. I worked my way to college. That was a long time ago. Perhaps you do forget. I fought, but I never killed. I know what it's like. I never killed nobody.
I've been kicked around too. Wait until we all worked in an ad agency and the big boy that buys advertising walks in. We all know.
In my country, in Europe, kicking was a science, but let's try to find something better than that.
I don't mind telling you this, missus. We don't owe the kid a thing. He got a fair trial, didn't he? You know what that trial cost? He is lucky he got it. Look, we are all grown-ups here, and you are not going to tell us that we are supposed to believe him knowing what he is. I lived among them all my life. You can't believe a word they say. You know them.
I don't know that. What a terrible thing for someone to believe. Since when is dishonesty a group characteristic? You have no monopoly on the truth.
Alright, it's not Sunday. We don't need a sermon.
What this lady said is very dangerous.
I don't see any need for arguing like this. I think we ought to be able to behave like ladies.
Right.
Oh, alright, you insist.
Thank you.
Sure.
If we're going to discuss this case, let's discuss the facts. I think that's a good point. We have a job to do. Let's do it.
If you ladies don't mind, I'm going to close the window. It was blowing on my neck.
If you don't mind, I'd like to have the window open.
But it was blowing on me.
Don't you want a little layer? It's hot.
I was very uncomfortable.
There are 12 of us in this room, and it's the only window, if you don't mind.
I have some rice too.
So, do the rest of us.
Couldn't you trade chairs with someone at the other end of the table?
All right, I will open the window if someone will trade.
Take my view.
Thank you.
Shall we get back to the case?
Yeah, let's. I may have an idea. I'm just thinking loud now, but it seems to me it's up to us to convince this lady that we are right and she is wrong. Maybe if we each talk for a minute or 2, you know, try to improvise.
That sounds fair enough. Very fair. Supposing we go one side at the table.
Okay, let's start it off.
We'll start with you.
Well, I just think he's guilty. I thought it was obvious.
In what way was it obvious?
I mean that nobody proved otherwise.
Nobody has to prove otherwise. Innocent until proven guilty. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. The defendant doesn't have to open his mouth. That's in the Constitution. You've heard of it.
Everyone has. Well, sure. I've heard of it. I know what it is. What I meant, well, anyway, I think he is guilty.
No reasons? Just guilty? There's a life at stake here.
Okay, let's get to the facts. Number 1. Let's take the old man who lived on the second floor right underneath the room where the murder took place. At 10 after 12 on the night of the killing, he heard some loud noises on the upstairs apartment. He said it sounded like a fight. Then, he heard the boy yell to his father, "I'm going to kill you." A second later, he heard a body fall, ran to his apartment store, looked up and saw the boy out of the house. And then he called the police and they found his father with a knife in his chest.
And the coroner fixed the time of death at around midnight.
Right? Now what else do you want?
It doesn't seem to fit.
The boy's entire story is unreliable. He claimed he was at the movies. That's ridiculous, isn't it? He couldn't even remember what picture he saw. That's right. Did you hear that? You're absolutely right. He didn't have any tickets.
Who keeps a ticket at the movies?
That's true now. I suppose, but the cashier didn't remember. And the ticket taker didn't either.
Look, what about the woman across the street? If her testimony don't prove it, then nothing does.
That's right. She saw the killing, didn't she?
Let's go in order. Just a minute. Here's a woman who is lying in bed and can't sleep. It's sad, you know. Anyway, she wakes up and she looks out the window and right across the street, she sees the kid stick the knife into his father.
How can she really be sure it was a kid when she saw through the windows of a passing train?
She's known the kid all his life. His windows right opposite hers across the L shapes, and she swore she saw him do it.
I heard her swear to it.
Okay, and they proved in court that you can look through the windows of a passing L train at night and see what's happening on the other side. They proved it.
Weren't you telling us just a minute or two ago that you can't believe them? That you can't trust them?
So,
then I want to ask you something. How come you believe her? She's one of them too, isn't she?
you are pretty smart fella, aren't you?
Now, take it easy. Come on now, what are you letting her get a little sad for? Relax.
Ladies, they did take us out to the women's room and we looked through the window of a passing elevator train. Didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And weren't able to see what happened on the other side.
I didn't see as well as they told me I would see, but I did see what happened on the other side.
You see? Do you see it? Let's calm down now. It's your turn.
I'll pass it.
It's your privilege. How about you?
I don't know. I started to be convinced, you know, with the testimony from those people across the hall. Didn't they say something about an argument between the father and the boy around 7 o'clock that night? I mean, I can't be wrong.
I think it was 8 o'clock, not 7.
That's right, 8 o'clock.
They heard the father hit the boy twice and then saw the boy walk angry out of the house.
Right.
What does that prove?
Well, it doesn't exactly prove anything. It's just part of the picture. I didn't say it proved anything.
Anything else?
No.
I don't know. Most of it's been said already. We can talk all day about this thing, but I think we are wasting our time.
I don't.
Neither do I. Go on. Look at the kid's record. He stole a car. He's been arrested for mugging. I think they said he stabbed somebody in the arm. They did. He was picked up for a knife fight. At 15, he was in reform school.
And they sent him to the reform school for stabbing someone.
What a fine boy he is.
Ever since he was 5 years old, his father beat him up regularly. He used his fists.
So would I on a kid like that.
You're absolutely right. It's the kids. They never listen and they never do what they should do. Here's something for you ladies. I've got a kid. Well, we're not seeing each other anymore, but that's out of the process. Never mind. So when he was 8 years old, I saw him running away from a fight. Like, could you imagine your little boy running away from a fight? I was so ashamed, so I took him right up and said, I'm gonna make a man out of you, or I'm gonna bust you up into a little princess, and scolded him right away because as a mother, that's what I should do, right?
But while I was scolding him, he hit me in the face. That absolute disgrace, that spoiled child. I've always told his father that's how he should have raised him. I did everything for him. I did everything that I could, and this is how he should repay me. Anyways, let's just get on with it. Never mind.
We're missing the point here. This boy, let's say, he's a product of a dirty neighborhood and a broken one. We can't help that. We're not here to go into reasons why Islam's are creating for us for criminals. They are. I know it, so do you. The children who come out of some backgrounds and potential menaces to society. You said it there. I don't want any part of them, believe me.
I have lived in a slum all my life.
Now, wait a second.
I used to play in the backyard that was filled with garbage. Maybe it still smells of it.
Now, let's be reasonable. There is nothing personal.
There is something personal.
Come on now, she didn't mean you, fella. Don't be so sensitive.
What did she mean? I can understand the sensitivity.
Now, let's stop bickering.
Ladies, we are wasting time.
It's your turn.
Alright, I had a weird feeling about this trial. Somehow, I felt that the defense counsel never really conducted a thorough cross-examination. Too many questions were left unasked.
While that doesn't change my opinion about the guilt of the kid, still, I agree with you that the defense counsel was bad.
So,
This is the point.
what about the facts?
So many questions were never answered.
What about the questions that were answered? For instance, let's talk about the switch knife that your little upright kid admitted buying.
Alright, let's talk about it. Let's get it here and look at it. I like to see it again. Mrs. Farman?
Okay, we all know what it looks like. I don't see why we have to see it again. What do you think?
The lady has a right to see exhibits and evidence.
Okay with me.
This knife is a pretty strong piece of evidence, don't you agree?
I do.
Now, let's get the sequence of events right as they relate to the switch knife.
The boy admits going out of his house at 8 o'clock after being slapped by his father. Or punched.
Or punched. He went to a neighborhood store and bought a switch knife. The storekeeper was arrested the following day when he admitted selling it to the boy.
I think everyone agrees that it's an unusual knife. Pretty hard to forget something like that.
The storekeeper identified the knife and said it was the only one of its kind he had in stock. So why did the boy get it?
As a present for a friend of his, he says.
Am I right so far?
Right?
You bet she's right now. Everyone listen to this lady. She knows what she's talking about.
Next, the boy claims that on the way home, the knife must have fallen through a hole on his coat pocket. Then he never saw it again. Now, there is a story, ladies. You know what actually happened? The boy took the knife home, and a few hours later, stabbed his father with it, and even remembered to wipe up the fingerprints. Everyone who is connected with the case identified this knife. Now, are you trying to tell me that someone picked it up off the street, went out to the boy's house, and stabbed his father just to be amused?
No, I'm saying that it's possible that the boy lost a knife and someone else stabbed his father with a similar knife. It's possible.
Take a look at that knife. It's a very strange knife. I have never seen one like it before in my life. Neither had the storekeeper who sold it to him. Aren't you trying to make us accept a pretty incredible coincidence?
I'm not trying to make anyone accept it. I'm just saying it's possible.
And I'm saying it's not possible. What are you trying to do? Yeah, what is this? Who do you think you are?
Look at it. It's the same now.
Quiet, let's be quiet. Where did you get it?
I got it at a little junk shop around the corner from the boy's house. It cost $2.
Now you listen to me.
I'm listening.
You pulled a real smart trick here, but you proved absolutely zero. Maybe there are 10 knives like that. Show us.
Maybe there are.
The boy lied and you know it.
And maybe he didn't lie. Maybe he did lose a knife, and maybe he did go to the movies. And maybe back that were young?
I didn't.
Really? Not even once?
We didn't have movies.
Oh.
And maybe he did go to the movies. And maybe he didn't. And maybe he may have lied. Do you think he lied?
Now this is stupid question. Sure, he lied.
Do you?
You don't have to ask me that. You know my answer. He lied.
Do you? Do you think he lied?
I don't know. Now, wait a second. What are you, the guy's lawyer? Listen, there are still 11 of us who think he is guilty. You are a law. What do you think you are going to accomplish? If you went to this stubborn and hang this jury, he'll be tried again and found guilty sure, as he's born.
You're probably right.
So, what are we going to do about it? We can be here all night.
It's only one night. A man may die.
Oh no, come on.
Well, yes, that's true.
I think we ought to get on with it right now.
Right, let's get going on here.
How do you like this guy?
Well, what do you say? You're the one who's holding up the show.
Obviously you don't think the boy is guilty.
I have a doubt in my mind.
But you haven't really presented anything to us that makes it possible for us to understand your doubt. There is the old man downstairs. He heard it. He heard the boy shaking out.
The woman across the tracks, she saw it.
We know he bought a switch knife that night, and we don't know where he really was. At the movies.
Earlier that night, the kid and his father did have a fight.
He's been a violent kid all the way. While that doesn't prove anything. Still, you know.
All right, I got a proposition to make. I want to call for a vote. I want 11 ladies to vote by secret ballot. I'll abstain. If there are still 11 votes for guilty, I won't stand alone. We'll take a guilty verdict right now.
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, is everyone agreed?
I certainly am.
Let's roll it. Perhaps this is best.
Guilty? Guilty? Guilty? Guilty? Guilty? Guilty?
That's 6.
Please. It's 6 for guilty. Guilty? Guilty? Guilty? Not guilty. Guilty.
How do you like that?
Who was it? I think we have to right to know.
All right, who did it? One idiot changed her vote.
Is that the way to talk about a man's life?
Whose life are you talking about? The life of the dead man or the life of the murderer?
Who was it? I want to know.
So do I. Excuse me, this was a secret ballot. No one looked while we did it, but now I want to know. A secret ballot? We agreed on that point. No? If the lady wants to... What are you talking about? There are no secrets here. I know who it was. What's the matter with you? You come in here, you were guilty, and then this? Slick preachers start telling heartbreaking stories about a kid who couldn't just have becoming a murderer. So you changed your vote. Isn't that most second?
Now, hold it.
I agree with you that the man's guilty, but let's be fair.
Hold it? Be fair? That's just what I'm saying. We're trying to put a guilty man into the chair where he belongs, and all of a sudden we're bringing attention to fairy tales.
Now just a minute.
Now you listen.
Let's try to keep this organized, ladies.
It isn't organized, but let's try to be civilized.
Please, I would like to say something here. I have always thought that a man was entitled to have unpopular opinions in this country. This is the reason I came here. I wanted to have right to disagree. Do you disagree with us? Usually I won't. In this one case, I agree with you. But the point I wish to make that is that in my own country,
Oh, no, whoa, whoa. What do we
I did.
I was going to tell you, but you were so shocked yourself.
Okay. Now, maybe you'd like to know
Let
why.
me tell you, my lady wants to talk.
Thank you. This lady chose not to stand alone against us. That's alright. It takes a great deal of courage to stand alone, even if you believe in something very strongly. She left the verdict up to us. She gambled for support, and I gave it to her. I want to hear more. The vote is 10 to 2.
That's fine. If this speech is over, let's go on.
Alright, let's take a 2-minute break and turn the knife in.
If there was anything in the kid's favor, I would not guilty.
I don't see what it is.
Neither do I. They're talking bullshit.
As guilty as they get, that's the kid, I suppose.
There's just one figure that's holding up. But she'll come around. She's got to. And fundamentally, she's a really reasonable woman.
I guess so.
But they haven't come up with one real fact yet to make a not guilty verdict. It's hard, you know. Yes, it is. What does guilty beyond a reasonable doubt really mean? What is a reasonable doubt? Exactly. When a life is at stake, what is reasonable doubt? You gotta have law and order. You gotta draw the line somewhere. And if you don't, everyone will start knifing.
Not much doubt here.
Too late to think so. I wonder why. I really wonder why.
You do hear stories about innocent men who have gone to jail or death. Then, years later, things turn out.
And then, on the other hand, some killers get sentenced and they go and do it again. They excuse out of some technicality and kill again.
Look, honey, that is very kind of cool though. I was a little excited a minute ago. I was hyped up, things are complicated, and I didn't mean to say anything personal. Just don't take it personal. Nothing was personal.
Okay.
Look, supposing we answer with this. If the kid didn't kill him, who did?
As far as I know, we are supposed to decide whether or not the boy on this trial is guilty. We are not concerned with anyone else's motives.
I suppose. But who else had a motive?
The kid's father was alone in years. Maybe a no grudge?
Remember, it is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. This is an important thing to remember. Everyone's a lawyer. Supposing you would like to tell us what your reasonable doubts are. This is not easy. So far, it's only a feeling I have. A feeling. Perhaps you don't understand. Now I don't.
A feeling? What are you gonna spend the night talking about your feelings? What about the facts?
You said a mouthful. Look. The old man heard the boy yell to his father, "I'm going to kill you." A second later, he heard a body fall, ran to his department store, looked out, and saw the boy out of the house in 15 seconds after that.
We know he bought a switch knife that night, and we don't know where he really was. At the movies.
That's right. She saw the killing, didn't she?
Now if that's not enough for you.
That's not enough for me.
What is enough for you? I'd like to know.
Why don't we have a round trial over just to get everything straight?
The woman saw the killing through the window of a moving elevator train. The train had 5 cars, and she saw it through the last 2 cars. She remembers the most insignificant details.
Well, what have you got to say about that?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to fit.
Then, supposing you think about it. Let's play some tic-tac-toe. We might as well just pass some time.
This isn't a game.
Hey, now wait a minute!
This is a manslaughter.
Who do you think you are?
Alright, let's take it easy.
I've got a good bunch of already settling about her.
Ladies, please, I don't want any fights in here.
Did you see her? The nerve, the absolute nerve!
Alright, forget it. It don't mean anything.
How about calming down?
This isn't a game. Who does she think she is?
Weren't we talking about elevator trains?
Yes, we did.
So,
Alright. How long does it take a train going at top speed to pass a given point?
what has that got to do with anything?
How long does it take?
Neither would I. I don't think they mentioned it.
What do you think?
About 10 or 12 seconds, maybe.
I say that was a fair guess. Anyone else?
I would think about 10 seconds, perhaps.
About 10 seconds, yes. Alright, fair again. 10 seconds. What are you getting at?
This. A train passes a given point in 10 seconds. That given point is window of the room which the killing took place. You can almost reach out of the window of that room and touch the train, right?
That's right, I tried it. So,
Now, let me ask you this. Did anyone ever live right next to the train?
I live close to them.
They make a lot of noise, don't they? I live right next to the train. And when your windows open, a train is going by, the noise is almost unbearable. You can't hear yourself think.
okay, you can't hear yourself think. Get the point.
The old man who lived downstairs heard the boy say,
He didn't say, he screamed it.
the old man heard the boy scream, I'm going to kill you. And 1 second later, he heard a body fall. 1 second. That's the testimony, right?
Right.
The woman across the street looked through the windows of the last 2 cars and of the train and saw the body fall, right?
Right.
So,
The last 2 cars. The last 2 cars.
What are you giving us here?
A train takes to pass a given point in 10 seconds, or 2 seconds per car. That train had been going by the old man's window for at least 6 seconds, and maybe more, according to the woman, before the body fell. The old man would have had to hear the boy say, I'm going to kill you, while the front of the train was roaring past his nose. I think it's not possible that he could have heard it.
What do you mean? Sure he could have heard it.
When a train goes by,
He said the boy yelled, it's out.
a train makes a lot of noise.
It's enough for me.
It's enough for me too.
I don't think he could have heard it.
Maybe the old man didn't hear it. I mean, with the noise of the train.
What are you people talking about? Are you calling the old man a liar?
Something doesn't fit.
You're crazy. Why would he lie? What's he got to gain? Attention, maybe? You keep coming up with these bright sayings. Why don't you send it to a newspaper? They pay $2.
What does it have to the man's life? Why might the old man have lied? You have a right to be heard.
It's just that I looked at him for a very long time, and the seam of his jacket was split under his arm. Did you notice that? He was a very old man with a torn jacket, and he carried 2 canes. I think I know him better than anyone here. This is a quiet, frightened, insignificant man who has been nothing all his life, who has never had attention. His name in the newspapers. Nobody knows him after 75 years. This is a very sad thing. A man like this needs to be known, to be questioned and listened to. And more than just once. This is very important.
and you are trying to tell us he lied about it like this. Just, he could be important.
No, he wouldn't really lie, but perhaps he would make himself believe he heard those words and recognize the boy's face.
Well, that's the most fantastic story that I've ever heard. How can you make up a thing like that?
I am not making it up.
You must be making it up. People don't lie about
He
things
made
like that.
himself believe he told the truth.
What do you know about it?
I speak from experience.
What?
I am the same person.
I think we all understand now. Thank you.
If you want to admit that you're a liar, that's alright by me.
Now, that is too much.
She's a liar. She just told us so.
She didn't say she was a liar. She was explaining.
Didn't you admit that you're a liar?
Please. She was explaining the circumstances so that we could understand why the old man might have lied. There is difference.
A liar is a liar. All there is to it.
Please, have some compassion.
No.
Ladies, please. We have our job and our duty here. I think they've covered it.
I hope we have.
Alright, anything else? Cough drop? No, thank you. Anybody want a cough drop? Come on, get on with it.
I'll take one. Thank you. Now, there's something else that I would like to point out here. I think we proved that the old man couldn't have heard the boy hear the boy say, "I'm going to kill you." This phrase, how many times each of you used it? Probably hundreds. If you do that, Msrai Jr., I'm going to murder you. Come on, Ricky. Kill him, kill him, kill him. We say it every day. But this doesn't mean that we're really going to kill someone.
Don't the circumstances change this somewhat?
The old man was murdered.
One thing more. The phrase was, "I'm going to kill you," and he could scream it at the top of his lungs.
That's the way I understand it.
Now, don't try to tell me that he didn't mean it. Anybody who says a thing like that the way he said it, they mean it.
And how they mean it.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you really think that the boy would shout a thing like that and the whole neighborhood would hear it? I don't think so. He's much too bright for that.
Bright? He's a common ignorant. He don't even speak good English.
He doesn't even speak good English.
The boy is clever enough.
I'd like to change my vote to not guilty.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
All right. The vote is 9-3 in favor of guilty. I'd like to know why you changed your vote.
I think there's a doubt.
Where? What is the doubt?
There is
Oh,
no.
fine.
He talked you into believing a fairy tale. Go on, give us reasons.
The old man too. Maybe he didn't lie. But then just maybe he did. Maybe the old man doesn't like the kid.
Well, if that isn't the end.
I believe that there's a reason for that.
What are you basing it on? Stories that this guy made up. He ought to write for Amazing Detective Monthly. He would make a fortune. Listen, the kid had a lawyer, didn't he? Why didn't his lawyer bring up all these points? Lawyers can't think of everything. Oh, sister, yeah, sitting here and pull stories out of a teenager. Now we're supposed to believe that the old man didn't get out of the bed, run to the door, and see the kid downstairs 15 seconds after the killing.
That's the testimony I believe.
And the old man swore to this. Yes, swore to this only so he could be important.
Did the old man say he ran to the door?
Ran, walked, what's the difference? He got there.
I don't remember what to say, but I don't see how he could run.
He said he went. I remember it now. He went from his bedroom to the front door. That's enough, isn't it?
Where was his bedroom again?
Down the hall somewhere.
Down the hole? Down the hole somewhere? Are you to send a man off to die because it's down the hole somewhere?
I thought you remembered everything. Don't you remember that?
No, I don't.
I don't remember either.
Mrs. Furman, I'd like to take a look at the diagram of the apartment.
Why don't we have them run the trial over just to get everything straight?
The bedroom was down the hole somewhere. Do you know? Do you know exactly where it is? Please, a man's life is at stake. Do you know?
Well,
Mrs. Furman?
I heard you.
All right. What is the one for? How come you're the only one who wants to see the exhibits all the time?
I want to see this one too, so do I.
And I want to stop wasting time.
Are we going to start wading through all that nonsense about where the money was found?
We are not. We are going to find out how a man who's had 2 heart attacks in the past 3 years and who's buried a pair of canes could get to his front door in 15 seconds.
He said 20 seconds.
You said 15.
How does he know how about 15 seconds? You can just kind of a thing like that. He said 15. He was very positive about it. He's an old man. You saw that. He was confused half of the time. How can you expect him to be positive about anything? Well, you know.
No, I don't. Maybe you know.
Mrs. Foreman, is this what you wanted?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Sure, that's my job.
You want it?
Yes, please.
do me a favor. Wake me up when it's over.
I looked at the diagram for 2 hours. Enough is enough. Some of us are interested. Go ahead.
Alright, this is the apartment in which the killing took place. The old man's apartment is directly beneath it and exactly the same. Here are the tracks. The bedroom, living room, bathroom, kitchen, and this is the hall, and here are the stairs, and here's the front door of the apartment. The old man was in bed in this room. He says he got up, went out into the hall, down the hall to the front door, and opened it, and looked out just in time to see the boy racing down the stairs. Am I right?
That's the story. That's what happened.
15 seconds after he heard a body fall. Correct? His bed was at the window. It's 12 feet from his bed to the bedroom door. The length of the hall is 43 feet, 6 inches. He had to get up out of the bed, get his canes, walk 12 feet, and open the bedroom door, and walk 43 feet, and open the front door, and all in 15 seconds. Do you think it's possible?
You know, it's possible.
I don't see why not.
He would have been in a hurry, but he did hear the scream.
He cannot walk very slowly. They had to help him into the fitness chair.
You make it sound like it's a long walk. It's not. For an old man who uses canes, it is a long walk.
What are you doing?
I want to try this thing. Let's see how long it took him. I'm going to pace off 12 feet, the length of the bedroom.
You're crazy. You can't repeat a thing like that.
Perhaps, if we could see this second part in fire.
It's a ridiculous waste of time.
Let her do
I
it.
can't see any harm in it. Foolish, but go ahead.
Hand me a chair, please. Right. This is the bedroom door. How far would you say it is from here to the door of this room?
I think it was 20 feet.
Just about.
20 feet is close enough. Alright, from here to the door and back, it's all about 40 feet. It's shorter than the length of the hole the old man had to move through. Wouldn't you say that?
A few feet, maybe. Look, this is absolutely insane. What makes you think you can do this? We can't stop her.
Do you mind if I try it? According to you, it only takes 15 seconds. We can compare that. Who's better about you?
I have.
When you want me to start, stand your foot, back from the body falling.
We'll time you from there.
Let's say he keeps his canes right at his bedside. Right?
Right.
Okay. I'm ready.
I'm waiting for the hand to get to 60.
Speed it up. He won't twice as fast as that.
This is, I think, even more beautiful than the old man walking the park.
No, it's not.
If you think I should go faster, I will.
Speed up a little.
Stop.
Right.
What's the time?
15, 20, 30, 44.
39 seconds.
Exactly.
That can't be.
39 seconds.
Now that's interesting.
What do you think of that?
39 seconds. 39.
And the old cripple swore on his own that it was 15.
He might have been a little bit off on the speed that all people do that. But 24 seconds on. Well, now you know.
Far be it for me to call anyone a liar. And even allowing for a difference in speed between the old man and you. Mine are still quite a discrepancy.
It's my guess that the old man was trying to get to the door and heard someone racing down the stairs and assumed that it was the boy.
I think that's possible.
Assumed? Now you listen to me, people. I've seen all kinds of dishonesty in my day, like this little display tasty cake.
What dishonesty?
Tell her! You come in here with your heart bleeding all over the floor about slum kids and injustice, and you guys are so far the ladies listening to you. Well, I'm not, and I'm getting real sick of you people. What's the matter with you? The kid is guilty. He's got to burn. He's got to die, and we're just letting it slip into our fingers.
Our fingers? Are you his executioner?
I'm one of them.
Perhaps you like to pull the
You
switch.
bet I like to pull the switch.
I'm sorry for you.
Don't start with me.
What it must feel like to want to pull the switch.
Shut up!
Yara, say that!
Shut up!
Calm down,
What's wrong with you?
Ladies, are you kidding us?
You want to see this boy die? Because you personally want it, not because of the facts. You're a beast. You're disgusting.
Shut
start another vote. Mrs. Foreman?
It's all right with me. Anybody else understand the bill?
Yes, good.
Let's do it.
I want an open ballot.
I want to see who stands there.
That sounds fair. Any objections? All right. I'll call up your jury numbers. I vote guilty. Number 2, not guilty. 3, guilty. 4, guilty. 5,
Not guilty.
6,
Not guilty.
7,
Guilty.
8,
Not guilty.
9,
Not guilty.
10, guilty. 11,
Not guilty.
12,
Guilty.
that's 6 to 6. I'll tell you something. The crime is being committed right in this room.
I'm ready to walk into court right now and declare a hung jury. There's no point going no witness anymore.
It's 6 to 6.
I'd like to know why you changed your mind. And why you changed your mind. And why you did. There's 6 women here who thinks that we may be turning a murder loose in the street. Emotion won't do. Why?
It would seem that the old man did not see the warrior downstairs. I do not think it likely that the old man heard someone scream, "I'm going to kill you." Old man drew you. And if the boy did scream that you were going to kill, then we have the authority of this man to prove that it not really means he is going to kill.
Why don't we take it into the judge and let the kid take his chances with 12 other guys?
It's 6 to 6. I don't think we'll ever agree on anything.
It's got to be unanimous since we're never ever going to convince her.
At first, I was alone. Now, 5 others agree. There's that doubt.
You can't ever convince me that there is a doubt because I know there isn't no doubt.
I tell you what, maybe we are hung jury. It happens sometimes.
We are not going to be hung jury.
But we are, right now, a perfect balance. Let's take it to the judge.
If there is a reasonable doubt, I don't see it.
The doubt is there in my mind.
Maybe we should vote.
What do you mean, Lord?
Not again.
I still want to know. What on what? Are we or aren't we a hung jury?
You mean that we vote yes, we are hung jury, or no? We're not hung jury.
That's just what I was thinking of.
The counting letter about the weather or nothing that should be open.
Let's make it a majority vote. The majority wins. If 7 or more of us vote yes that they are a hung jury, then we take it into the judge and tell them that they are a hung jury. Right? And if 7 or more vote no, that means we aren't a hung jury, so we can go on discussing it. It doesn't seem quite right to me.
It's the only solution.
Are we
Yes.
agreed then?
It's the only way.
Are we
Anything
agreed
to
then?
end this.
7 or more votes yes, we take it to the judge.
Yeah, let's call our votes up now.
All right. I vote yes, we are hung jury. Number 2, no. 3,
Yes.
4, yes. 5,
No.
6,
No.
7,
Yes.
8,
No.
9,
No.
10, yes. 11,
No.
12,
Yes.
Oh no.
it's 6 to 6.
We can't even get a majority to decide whether or not we are hung jury.
I went along with the majority vote on this question, and I didn't agree with voting that way. Not really. And I still don't. So I'm changing my vote. No, we're not a hung jury. I still believe the boy is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But there are some things I want to find out from those ladies who changed their minds. So we aren't a hung jury, so we can go on.
Good. We go on.
I'd love to know why you changed your mind.
She seems so sure, and she has made a number of good points. What? She only gets mad and insults everybody.
Does the anger and the insult change the guilt of the crime? He did do it. Now, are you going to turn a murder loose because one of the jurors gets angry when she thinks a murder is being turned loose?
That's true.
There is a doubt. I don't think so. The train is straight in front of the window, so let's take that point. So the L train would have made a loud round noise. L trains screech when they go around the curve. So the old man could have heard a scream, which is heightened. And it's an apartment and they have been walls.
Good, that's it, that's it.
And what if the old man was wrong about how long it took him to get to the door, but right about whom he saw? Please remember, there weren't any
Yeah, let's be exact, please.
I am saying that the old man downstairs might have been wrong about how long it took him to get to the door, but right about whom he saw. Now, it might have taken the murderer about 39 seconds to wipe away and get down the stairs where the old man saw him, the boy that is.
This is right. We reconstructed the old man getting out of bed and going to the door, and we timed that. Now, let's reconstruct the actual crime.
We should as well reconstruct the crime.
I think a murderer could use up 30 or 40 seconds pretty easily at that point.
Let's reconstruct the killing.
Yes, let's.
All right, then. Here, you do this stabbing.
No, I'll do it.
Then why don't you be the one that gets stabbed? You're younger than I am, and don't forget it takes 1 second to fall.
I appreciate it. It's okay for me.
And he must have on his side, his right side. So pull and roll to your right side. If someone hates another person enough to kill them, don't you think it's reasonable to suppose that the murderer would look at the victim for a second or two?
Divorce yourself from this particular case, just human nature.
Yeah, it seems reasonable.
Hey, now wait a minute. He falls and he ends up on his right side. The father did. But isn't like stabbing someone shooting them? Even when it's right in the heart? The father would have lied on the floor about for a few seconds. Struggling, maybe.
That's quite possible. There would have been enough oxygen in his system to carry him for a second or two, I should think.
What did the father have cried out? Maybe he can't help his mouth.
That also seems possible.
Also, there is another point we might bring up. Anyone who's clear enough mentally to wipe away all the fingerprints after murdering someone, well, that person is also clean enough mentally to look around the apartment, or the room in this case, to see if there are any other clues. It will take a few seconds, but still he would look around.
This gets better and better.
We are trying to make it clear. One doesn't talk about quality when murder is involved.
About this on the fingerprints. The kid wiped the fingerprints off tonight. Well, what about the doorknob? If I saw a man coming into my home, a man that's easy, and if he would wipe the fingerprints with a handkerchief as they come in, it would give me a disability. So the doorknob must have been wiped after the killing, and this will too take some time.
You timed the last one, right? Why don't you time this one too?
All right.
Set your foot when you want me to start.
I want the hand to be at 60.
I'm going to kill you!
Ah!
Stop!
20, yeah, 20, 24, 29, about 29 and a half seconds, I say.
And whoever did murder the old man, and I did as a kid, he still had to run down the hall and down the stairs, at least one flight of the stairs.
You see?
So the old man downstairs might have been wrong about the time, but in view of this, I think it's quite reasonable to assume that he didn't see the kid run downstairs.
So now, both executions checked, the one you did and one we did. What with running downstairs and everything, it does pretty much ignore the time.
Sure, he's an old man who wants attention. He's probably right, but the old man feels the way he does. A life is saved.
So the story of the old man may well be true.
Except for the fact that he absolutely swore under oath that it was 15 seconds.
We seem to all agree that it was 25 to 40 seconds later.
You're now admitting that the old man lied in one case and told the truth in the other. I admit that this doesn't confirm the story of the old man, but in part he is no proven liar, and this is by your own admissions.
That may be true, that the old man lies in parts, but I think it will change my opinion once more.
Guilty.
What about you? What do you think now?
I'm not too sure what I think. I want to talk some more. At first, I thought guilty. Then, I changed, and now I'm sort of swinging back to guilty.
And you? What do you think now?
No, I am now in real doubt. Real doubt.
I say guilty. I was right the first time.
Now we're beginning to make sense here. The vote is 9-3 in favor of guilty.
One more question about the old man downstairs. How many of you live in the apartment buildings?
I don't know what you are thinking, but I know what I'm thinking.
What's that?
I do not live in apartments, but it's so close to this. And they're just not light in the hall. So you can see these things. No more. The light bulbs are so small. And this murder took place in apartments. Remember how we sat on the steps?
The police officers were using big bulbs, and one even had a flashlight. Remember?
An old man whom we shared the time by 24 seconds on this building. This old man looked down the dark hallway and recognized a running figure.
He was 100% wrong about the time. It took twice as long as he thought.
That could not the old man be 100% wrong about who he saw.
That's the most idiotic thing that I've ever heard of. You're just making things up out of thin air. We are at Hungary. Let's be honest about it.
Do you really feel that there is no room for reasonable doubt?
Yes, I do.
I beg your pardon, but maybe you don't understand the term. Reasonable doubt.
What do you mean? I don't understand it. Who do you think you are talking to me like that? How do you like this lady? She comes over here running for her life, and before she can even take a quick breath, and she's telling us how to run the show. The arrogance of her.
No one here is asking where anyone came from.
I was born right here.
Or where your father came from.
Maybe it wouldn't hurt us to take a few tips from people who come running here. Maybe they learned something we don't know. We are not so perfect.
Please, I'm used to this. It's alright.
It's not alright.
Okay. I apologize. Is that what you want?
That's what I want.
Alright, let's stop arguing. Who's got something constructive to say?
Well, something has been disturbing me a little. This whole business about the stop wound and how it was made. The downward angle of it, you know.
Don't tell me we're going to start it again. They went over and over it on the court.
I know they did, but I don't go along with it. The boy is 5 feet 8 inches tall. His father was 6 feet 2 inches tall. There's a difference of 6 inches. It's a very awkward thing to stop down into the chest of someone who's half a foot taller than you are.
Look, you're not going to be satisfied till you see it again, so I'm going to give you a demonstration. Somebody, get up. Now I want everyone to pay attention here because I don't want to have to do this again. Is this 6 inches?
That's more than 6 inches.
Okay, let it be more than 6 inches. Hey, what's the matter with you?
That is not funny.
Nobody's hurt, are they?
No, nobody's hurt.
There you go, everyone. There is your angle. Take a look at it, down and in. That's how I stop a taller man in chest, and that's how it's done. Take a look at it and tell me I'm wrong.
Down and in. I guess there's no argument.
Did you ever stab a man?
Of course not.
Did you?
Let's not be silly.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Where do you get all your information about how it's done?
What do you mean? It's just common sense.
Have you ever seen a man stab?
No.
Then I want to ask you something. The boy was an experienced knife fighter. He was even sent here from school for knifing someone. Isn't that so?
That's right.
Doesn't it seem like awkward way to handle a knife?
What are you even asking me for?
Wait a minute. Let me explain you something. Give me that knife.
Have you ever seen a knife fight?
Yes, I have.
In the movies?
In my backyard, on my stoop, in the vacant lot across the street. Too many of them. Switch knives came with the neighborhood where I lived. Funny that I didn't think of it before. I guess you tried to forget it. Anyone who's ever used a switch knife would never have stopped over. You don't handle a switch knife that way. You use it underhanded.
Then he couldn't have made the kind of wound that killed his father.
I suppose it's possible that he could have made the wound, but it's not likely. Not if he had ever had any experience with switch knives. And we know that the kid had a lot of experience with switch knives.
I don't believe it. Neither do I. You are giving us a lot of mumbo jumbo.
What do you think?
Well, I don't know.
What about you?
Listen, I'll tell you all something. I'm a little sick of this whole thing already. We are getting nowhere fast. Let's break it up and go home.
Before we decide anything more, I would like to pull this together.
That should be good.
She has a right. Let her go ahead. Do you want me to time this too? Let's hear her.
I'm in advertising. I'm used to big shots pulling things together. Let's chip up a few shots to see if any of them land on the beat.
I want you all to look at this logically and consistently.
We have guilty.
I want to know, is the kid...
What do you mean?
This is a kid who has gone to the reform school for knifing someone. The night of the murder, he bought a knife, a switch knife. It will then take a very stupid kid to go and murder a man, his father, with an instrument that everyone would associate with the kid.
I quite agree that he's dumb.
However, if he were dumb, then why did he make the kind of wound that an experienced man would make with a knife?
I don't think I understand.
To murder someone must take a great emotion, great hatred. And at that moment, he would handle the knife as best he could, and a trained knife fighter would handle it as he had been trained, underhand. A man who had not been trained would go overhand. But the kid is being very smart. Everyone knows that he's an experienced knife fighter. So he's smart enough to make the kind of wound that amateur would make. That man is a smart man. Smart enough to wipe the fingerprints away. Perhaps even smart enough to wait until a train is going by in order to cover the nose. Now, is the kid smart or is he dumb?
Hey, now wait a minute.
Well, the woman across the track saw the murder through the train, so someone in the train could have seen the murder too.
A possibility, but no one that we know of.
It would take an awfully dumb man to take that chance, doing the murder as the train went by.
Exactly! A dumb man, a very stupid man, a man swept by emotion. Probably he heard nothing. Probably he didn't hear the train coming. And whoever did murder the father did it as well as he could.
So,
the kid is dumb enough to everything associate himself with the switch knife. A switch knife murder. And a moment after the murder, he becomes smart. He is smart enough to make the kind of wound that would lead us to suspect someone else. And yet, at the same time, he is dumb enough to the killing a train is going by. And a moment after, he is smart enough to wipe the fingerprints away. To make this boy guilty, you have to say that he's smart. He's smart from playable until about midnight, and about midnight he's dumb and once again, and a few seconds he's smart and dumb, and once again he becomes stupid, so stupid that he does not think of a good alibi. To make this boy guilty, you have to toast his intelligence like a pancake. There is that doubt.
I hadn't thought of that.
And the old man downstairs, on the stand, he swore that it was 15 seconds. He insists on 15 seconds. But we all agree that it must almost have been 40 seconds.
Does the old man lie half the time, and does he tell the truth the other half of the time?
And for the kid to be guilty, he must be stupid, then smart, then stupid, then smart.
I've had it.
I want another road.
Okay, there's another road to go for. I think the quickest way is show of hands. Any object? All those voting not guilty, please raise your hands. That's 9 for not guilty. Guilty? Okay. The vote is 9-3 in favor of acquittal. I don't understand you people. How can you believe this kid is innocent? Look, you know how those people lie. I don't have to tell you. They don't know what the truth is. And let me tell you, they don't need any real big reason to kill someone either. You know, they get done and then someone's being killed. Nobody is blaming them. That's how they are. You know what I mean? Violent, human life don't mean as much to them as it does to us. Hey, where are you all going? Look, these people are thinking and fighting all the time, and if somebody gets killed, so somebody gets killed, they don't care. Oh, sure, there are some good things about them too. Good, I'm the first to say that. I know that you do are pretty decent, but that's the exception. Most of them, it's like they have no feelings, they can do anything. What's going on here? I used to keep speaking like this and you fucking listen to me. They are no good. There is none of them who is any good. You better watch out. Take it from me. This kid on time. Don't you know about them? Listen to me. What I think I'm trying to tell you something enough. If you open your mouth again, I'm going to slit your skull. I am only trying to tell you. Sit down, everybody. To me, most striking evidence was given by the woman across the street who claimed she actually saw the murder committed.
That's right. As far as I'm concerned, that's the most important testimony.
All right, let's go over her testimony. What exactly did she say?
I believe I can recount it accurately. She went to the bed at about 11 o'clock that night. Her bed was next to the open window, so she could easily look out of the window while lying down and see directly into the window across the street. She turned and tossed for over an hour, unable to fall asleep. Finally, she turned towards the window at about 12:10. As she looked out, she saw the boy stab his father. As far as I can see, that's unshakable testimony.
That's what I mean. That's the whole case.
Frankly, in view of this, I don't see how we can vote for non-guilty. What do you think about that?
Well, maybe. There's so much evidence to consider.
What do you mean, maybe? You can throw all of the other evidence.
That was my feeling. I don't deny the validity of the points that she has made. Shall we say, on one side of the track, there is doubt. But what can you say about the woman across the street? She saw it. What time is that?
6.
You don't suppose they'd let us go home and finish it in the morning? I thought he was ill. He is lying in bed at home. Not a chance.
Can't you see the clock? Did I wear glasses?
Not clearly.
Oh.
Glasses such a pain, yes.
What do you do when you wake up at night and want to know what time it is?
I put my glasses on and look at the clock. I just lie in bed and wait for clock to ring. My father gave it to me when we married, my husband and I. It was 10 years before we had a place to put it.
Do you wear your glasses to bed?
Of course not. No one wears eyeglasses to bed.
The woman who testified that she saw the killing first glasses. What about her?
Did she wear glasses?
Of course, the woman wore bifocals. I remember this very clearly. They look quite strong.
That's right. Bifocals, she never took them off.
Honey, I never thought of that.
I think it's logical to say that she was not wearing her glasses in bed. And I don't think she put them on the look casually out of the window. She testified that the murder took place the moment she looked out, and the lights went out a split second later. She couldn't have had time to put on her glasses then. Perhaps this woman honestly believed that the boy killed his father. I say that she saw only a blur.
How can you be so
wonder. But there is a reasonable doubt.
I think he's guilty.
Does anyone else?
No, I'm convinced now. There is a reasonable doubt.
You're alone.
11 to 1. 11 not guilty, 1 guilty.
I don't care whether I'm alone or not. I have a right.
Yes, you have a right.
Right? Now what else do you want?
Your argument.
I gave you my arguments.
We are not convinced. We are waiting to hear them again. We have time.
Listen, you're the lady. You made all the arguments. You can just turn up. You have to stay with me. A guilty man, a murderer will be turned loose in the streets. We can't let this happen.
No, I'm convinced. I don't think I'm wrong often, but I think I was this once. There is a reasonable doubt in my mind.
We are waiting.
You're not going to intimidate me. I'm entitled to my opinion. It's going to be a hung jury. That's it.
There is nothing we can do about it, except hope that some night, maybe in a few months, why, you might get some sleep.
You are all alone. It takes a great deal of courage to stand alone.
If it is a hung jury, there will be another trial, and some of us will point these things out to the various lawyers.
They are waiting, not guilty.
All right. Not guilty.
seyircilerimiz. Bu pazartesi Mahmut Sami Ramazanoğlu öğretmen ve öğrencileri tarafından düzenlenen 12 Angry Women adlı eserle gelerek ve buraya gelerek bizleri şereflendirerek bizi çok mutlu ettiniz. Bu yüzden sizlere çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Bu güzel oyunda emekleri geçen ve en güzel performanslarını sergileyerek bizleri çok mutlu eden oyuncularımıza kocaman bir alkış. Oyunumuzun yönetmeni Sayın provasından dolayı maalesef bugün aramızda değiller. Kendisine bizlere aylardır verdiği destekler ve emekler için teşekkür ediyoruz. Ayrıca devlet tiyatrosundan bizlere desteklerini esirgemeyen Sayın Mustafa Ertuğrulcan'a, Sayın Fatih Köke ve Mehmet Arslan'a katkılarından dolayı çok teşekkür ederim. İngilizce oyunumuzun senaryosundan başlayarak doğru İngilizce kullanımı ve telaffuzu ile gösterime hazırlayan, hafta içi olduğu gibi hafta sonları da oyuncularımızı çalıştıran, oyunumuzun her ayrıntısını düşünen okulumuz öğretmenlerinden Sayın Binnur Bağım'a teşekkür ederim.
Gerçekten minnettarız. Bizlere emek verdi, bizlere derya deniz tecrübeleri ve bizlere destek oldu. Keşke bugün burada olsaydınız. Berk Hocam, sizi çok seviyoruz. İyi ki varsınız. Her ne olursa olsun maddi manevi her zaman destekçimiz olan okul müdürümüz Ahmet Erol'a bir teşekkür borcuyuz. Tüm idarecilerimiz seferber oldular. Hepsine bir teşekkür borcumuz oldu. Okulumuz öğretmenlerinden Sivil çocuğumuz yaptı. Sesiyle bize destek olan Halil Ticari hocamızın bir alkış. Elbette bana bu süreçte katlanmak zorunda olan aileme de çok teşekkür ediyorum. Siz değerli misafirlerimize çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Bizleri bu pazartesi akşamı yalnız bırakmadığınız sağ olun, var olun.
Takvimi için sahneye davet ediyorum.
Bu akşam burada olmaktan çok mutlu oldum, aynı zamanda gururlandım. Çok daha güzel, çok daha iyi, gayet güzel, zaten çok daha
daha ileri yapma aletinde olduğunu görüyoruz. Öğrencilerimizle çalışarak. Teşekkür ederim. Şimdi oyuncularımızdan birer